When we've learned how to control the ball in a small space with our hand, we're going to add the tennis racket. Remember that when tennis was first played, it was only played with the hand and the ball, so it always makes sense to try everything with your hand first. So we're going to bump the ball up and sandwich trap it between our hand and the racket. This is the halfway point between catching with our hands and hitting the ball over the net. It's a very important stage in tennis to be able to do this. I could start off simply like that. Bump up, sandwich trap. Or I could start by dropping the ball, bump up, sandwich trap. So first stage, second stage. We can turn that into a progressive rally. So I can go 1, 1, 2. My racket is always flat like a tray, and my nails are always to the sky, because if I want the ball to go straight up, it has to be flat. If it's like this, or like this, or like this, it's going to go off at an angle. If I keep my elbow tucked in, and I'm still inside my hoop or my chalk circle or my piece of rope, and I keep this flat like a tray, and I keep the ball low, I can actually get quite a lot of bumps in a short space of time. And every time you hit the ball is great practice for tennis. So we're going to turn this into a little competition, and you have 30 seconds to see what number you can get up to. So 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. There is a world record for this, and it's 16, and it's been set by Jamie and Andy. If you can beat 16, I will eat my tennis racket. When we play tennis, we have to hit shots on both sides of our body. We have forehands and we have backhands. Forehands hit with this side, and my backhand is hit with this side. So I have to be able to turn my wrist to get the ball onto the right side. So I have to be able to turn my wrist to play both of these shots. So I'm going to go 1, 2, rally of 2. 1, 2, 3. Really important that we keep flat like a tray, or we will lose control. So hold tight. Try with my left hand. So always tougher to do with your left hand, but worth giving yourself that challenge. So let's see how many you can get to in 30 seconds. You ready? I'm going to step outside of my hoop, and I'm going to drop the ball in the hoop, and I'm going to bump it up. I'll let it bounce, and I'll sandwich trap it after the bounce. Most shots in tennis are hit after a bounce, so these are very important exercises for helping you to time the hitting of the ball. So I throw up, bounce, bump, trap. Up, bounce, bump, trap. Do you see my racket was underneath the ball, flat like a tray, nails to the sky. Now we're going to try to build the rally. So 1, 2, up, drop, bump, bump, bump would be 3. Now you're going to try. You've got 30 seconds to see what number you get to. And the next time that you try it, you're going to try to beat your personal best. And we're going to try and add some movement. So I go up, drop, bump, semicircles around my hoop so that I don't get dizzy. And racket is flat like a tray underneath the ball. I could try with my left hand, and I could try with my right hand. Then I'm going to try to switch the sides of the racket. So I throw the ball up, drop one side, drop other side, one side, other side, or forehand, backhand. I could try to add some movement to that. So I go forehand, backhand, forehand, backhand, forehand, backhand. And you could try to see how many you can get in 30 seconds. And I'm going to bounce down. As in tennis, we have to be able to hit forward, up, and down. So with this one, I'm going to drop down, bump on the back, sandwich trap. That would be a rally of 1. Now I'll go for a rally of 2. So it's flat like a tray on top of the racket this time. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. You're going to see how many you can get to in 30 seconds. We're going to add some movement now because we've got good control of the ball from a static position. And tennis always asks you to hit and move. So we'll go in our semicircles again. And then we're going to try to change the face of the racket from forehand to backhand, but on the top of the ball. So it goes 1, 2, trap. 1, 2, 3, trap. 1, 2, 3, 4, trap. Now you can try to see how many you can get in 30 seconds. And now I'll try and add some movement. So this is a challenge because I'm having to turn my wrist, I'm having to control the ball, and I'm having to move. But those are all things that tennis will ask you to do. And if you can do them in a small space, it's much easier to grow them into a bigger space.